Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Missy, or Yemisi, whichever you want to call me. Today's video I was gonna do an assumptions about London video. So what I did was I got people to send me their assumptions. You know, I made a little thing on my Instagram. People send their assumptions. My Instagram is yemisi.x if you don't already know. If you didn't know, now you know. So without further ado, we're gonna get into the video. I just basically took screenshots of them, so I'm just gonna look through my camera roll now and see what you guys said. The first one says, "Are really proper with manners and stuff." I mean, I don't know, like my friends said that I talk really properly. I don't think everybody talks like me, but I just don't use as much slang as the average person, I would say. I don't know, I think it's definitely more of an accent thing, I guess. The next one is, "It's always cloudy." I mean, I guess we don't really get seasons. Like, no, we do get seasons, but like our seasons kind of suck. Like, we definitely have very gloomy weather most of the year, and then August, like when it's carnival and things like that, like, okay, we have nice weather, but yeah, it is kind of cloudy. But having said that, it's not bipolar like most people usually think it is. Like, it's actually not. Being in Jersey, that place is bipolar. This place is bipolar, but no, this is like this cloudiness that we're talking about. It's not that big of a deal. There's a different kind of racism in London. It might not be as overt like it is in America. Most definitely. Like, I think a common misconception is that people think that in England, like, we don't have to encounter racism at all, and that is very far from it. It most definitely is covert. I would say, at least in London, it definitely exists. Like, everybody has their stories to tell, but like, yeah, most definitely is a thing, and it's very different. Like, when I first came here, I didn't understand how to like maneuver in this kind of climate, and I feel like people would definitely have the same kind of culture shock coming from America to England. Like, it's very different. I would say in London it's more covert, but then outside of London, when you move to like places that are just outside of London, like that, like the racism there can be very obvious. So yeah, but definitely there's structural racism, and there's a lot. The next person said it's one wild place. I don't think so. I don't think it's wild. Best city, no cap. Standard procedure. Like, that must have been a Londoner. Someone said, "Y'all tell," sorry, like the way that I just said that really made you cringe, because it's kind of disgusting when I say that word. "Tell jokes that are rude because Americans, because y'all are coming for people's appearances." Sorry, I don't think I read that properly. Let's try English again. "Y'all tell jokes that are rude to Americans because y'all are coming for people's appearances." I think basically this person thinks that we're a lot more blunt. I don't think we come for people's appearances like that. But when we insult people, it's definitely very much direct. Our jokes are very blunt. We're very, you know, I understand. Like, we don't beat around the bush. Londoners don't beat around the bush like they do here. And that's something that, you know, I definitely noticed. Okay, so someone just said that we have bad dental care. Can you please prove that? Because last time I checked, we have NHS. That covers our dental care until we finish, like, school. Like, until we're 19 years old. When we finish, well, what you guys call high school. We're covered. Can you say the same? Because ours is free. Our health service is free. I don't know why you would say we have bad dental care. I mean, apparently there is a stereotype, which I never knew of until I came to this country, that like British people have bad teeth. But I don't know what to tell you, because we definitely have good healthcare. The next one says it's cold and rainy. I was expecting some haters. I definitely was. And it's not even that bad. Like, the weather isn't even as bad as people try and make it seem. It's not that cold. When I was in DC, these winds were pushing me into the road. Like, with my 5'5" self, I was blowing. Like, I was being blown away. So no, you're not gonna tell me that it's cold, because the cold that I received in this country is far worse than I've ever seen in England. And rainy. Have you seen Jersey rain? Bro. when it rains, it pours. Literally. The next one is they don't like Americans. We have nothing against you guys. We don't have anything against you. I don't know why you'd say that. I don't know why you would say that at all. You mock the American accent, kind of like how we do British accents. No, because we're not childish. No, we don't do that. Maybe we're doing that when we were like 10, but we're really big 20-year-olds out here right now. Like no one's doing that. No, just you, just you. Don't group us into that category. We don't care to mock you guys. Like, yeah, we don't care to do such things. Londoners drink a lot of tea. I mean, like, hey, some people do, but I definitely think that falls under like the white culture more. But yeah, like in England, it's definitely a thing. Like, I'm not gonna act like it's not. Most British people are bougie and proper. I mean, I don't think I'm bougie. I would like to say I'm proper, but I mean, hey, it's up to your interpretation. But I don't think everybody is bougie and proper. But I think maybe the reason why you might think that is because when people want things, they don't beat around the bush about it. But also, like, I guess in like terms of the bouginess, but also I think like movies and like series definitely depict a different type of life. And bear in mind, when you guys watch these films and series that are like about Britain, most times they have nothing to do with London currently, or they're back in the day. Like, I don't see as much things that get like world recognition that are, you know, accurately, you know, up to date and things like that. Yeah, no, I don't know. I kind of just went off track. Way too expensive. You see, this is what we're not gonna do. We're not gonna do this. Like, we're not gonna talk about our expenses when you guys have the audacity. I'm so sorry. I don't want to say this like the people that are watching this are in control of the prices, but in this country, it's the audacity. Because how can prices be skyrocketed for simple things like food and clothes? And then on top of that, as if the price wasn't enough, now you want to add tax? Because apparently we don't do tax within the price. So I'm going to go to a place, pay like $30. Well, think I'm paying $30, but no. Because then tax rears its head around the corner. Yes, it does. And then it wants to tell me, oh, we're just going to add another $4 or $5. Okay, cool. So I just ate out with my friends and my bill is $30. I now have, you know, extra dollars for tax. And then there's a tip that I have to pay. And I understand, like, this country is highly reliant on like tips and things like that. Like when it comes to like their waitresses and waiters, because they don't like get enough wages. But I'm a student. I don't have money like that. And especially when the service I'm receiving is subpar, because I'm definitely the kind of person where it's like, I like to pay for the value of things. Like, if I feel like you provided me a service, I will tip you with my heart. Like, I will definitely enjoy doing so. But what I don't like to do is, you know, tip a service that wasn't even worthy of praise. The way I see it, a tip should be a reward, not the standard procedure. I don't understand why people think they do the bare minimum. Like, you're literally at this point, you're just fulfilling your job criteria and you want a tip. I can go on forever. Like, I really can. Let me just stop. But no, prices here are a lot more expensive, and then you add other things on top of it. At least in England, when I'm paying something and I know that like in London, for example, something is gonna be expensive, at least I see everything in there, like in the total. Not like, oh, this is the total and now I have to add this and add that. And also this other very cheeky thing that I see getting done a lot here as well is the fact that you make gratuity like in the check and making basically a tip mandatory. And gratuity is really funny to me because the gratuity that I'm seeing in the prices, like in my check, don't even come close to aligning with the service that I just received. So like, how you can have the audacity to bring up such a big price and say your service was worth this? Go somewhere with that. Actually go somewhere with that. Y'all like quick maths. 2 + 2 is 4 - 1 is 3. We've got a lot of funny people. We've got a lot of funny people. Give them a round of applause. Someone said it's nice and modern. Definitely London is a lot more modern than other parts of England. I mean, that's the capital city. That's a place that they're always building up. We have good services and things like that. So yeah, I'd agree with that. Definitely when you go outside of London, that's when you see more like, you know, antique buildings, ancient buildings, things that have more historical vibes to them. But yeah, you don't have ice in your freezers. You know, this is actually true, you know, like obviously now I think a lot more people are getting, you know, the American style freezers, which is like the ice you can put, like you can put your cup there and the ice will come out. I now have one of those, but growing up I never did. Definitely had to, you know, get the ice trays. You know, you go to like the store, you get like the different kind of shaped ice trays, like starfish ones, heart ones, normal ones, and you put them in the freezer. Add water, put them in the freezer. I also used to like try and make my own little concoctions. So I had like orange juice or like different juices and things like that, and see what kind of ice cubicles I could make. But yeah, like that's actually a true assumption, you know. A-star, well done. People are busy. Well, really and truly, like if you have ambition, if you have goals, you will be busy too. So I'm not gonna even just say that's a London thing. Like yes, in central London, don't be silly and just stand in the middle of the street being like, I find it so annoying when tourists just stand and look around, especially with their cameras. They just be looking around and whatnot. It's like you don't see that we have places to go, and then like they'll literally just be getting pushed, tossed left, right, and center because they didn't think that maybe they should, you know, stand to the side. And I definitely saw like the same thing happen in New York when I had to go on a SOB trip with like my team. If you're in SOB at Howard, you're gonna be like in business orientation, and all of this will make sense to you if you actually understand. But we had to go to New York, and you could really tell the people that lived in like the tri-state area or DMV from the people that, you know, lived in like the South, because, or even the West Coast, because literally like these kids are really just standing in the middle of the street and getting really surprised and shook when people were just nudging past them. Like, you're standing in the middle of a street during rush hour, you're asking for it, like you really are. So that was kind of entertaining. I might actually, if enough people want me to do a story time on that, and that little encounter, that little event, I might just do it because that was a really entertaining like day. Someone said there's a lot of red things. I mean, look, all of our transportation, so TfL, Transport for London, it's red. Like the tubes are red. That's like your metro or your subway. Buses are red. Telephone boxes are red. I don't really know why people take photos in those, really and truly. Like whenever I see that, I always feel like so icky, because like those places are nasty. Like they really stink. They're not clean. Like you guys have phones. Why do you keep going in them? I don't know. But I guess it's a tourist thing. What else is red? I just thought of another one. Oh, the post office like sign, letterbox as well, where you like put your post. I don't think of anything else. I don't think I know of anything else that is red that comes to my mind. Someone said it's green. So you're saying like in terms of like the like nature, I guess, but mainly in England. I know that I've kind of been making this, even though it was a London video, I kind of like use England a lot as well. So England, yes, is generally green, especially when you like leave London and you're not in the major cities. But in London, not so much. People who live in London don't appreciate how dope it is. I definitely agree with this. I took my NHS, so National Healthcare Service, I took that for granted. You know, free healthcare, definitely took for granted. What else did I say for granted? Free transportation, took that for granted. Or heavily subsidized transportation, prices, like just the convenience of travel. Yeah, I definitely agree with that. Definitely. It is cleaner than America. I'm gonna change this question just because people compare London a lot to New York, and it's not actually a question, Yemisi, it's definitely a statement. It's an assumption. But yeah, people compare London to New York a lot, and it's definitely cleaner than New York by far. By far, it doesn't even compare. In terms of America, I can't say that because I haven't been to anywhere outside of tri-state or DMV area, so I don't even want to adjust to that. Yeah, Cold and rainy, well, there's a lot of hate. There's a lot of hate. That's all I'm gonna say. Bad vibes. I know a Londoner said that, and yeah, it is. Definitely love it there. People don't care about their teeth being perfectly straight. Stop coming for our healthcare because we have a free one. Okay? It definitely does fall under a criteria though in terms of like braces, because we get free braces. Free. We definitely get that. People don't pay for braces. Like, it's very rare. It's only people that are really rich that pay for braces if they have like minute things that are wrong. So like, I didn't fall under the criteria, so I couldn't get braces, but I also would have had to take 4 teeth out if I did. So I'm not mad that I didn't. But yeah, like, if you don't fall under the criteria, most people just leave it, because why pay when it could have been free, you know? And that's why coming here, like, having to pay for so many things, it just bugs me, because it's like, in London I don't have to. And my friends definitely like hear me complaining about these kind of things a lot. It has socio-economic prejudices. Yes. 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 You're right. I'm not, like, you're right. Lots of people saying cleaner, 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 have bad dental care. Okay, we're just seeing recycled hate now. So I think that's the end of the video. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video. I'll see you in the next one in a bit. Bye.